Hello, and welcome, my Cancerian collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign. Welcome to your 8-card draw. What do I need read for this full moon in Virgo, waning to new in Pisces, February into March 2021. I am your reader, Angelo, Lyons, Mal, for short, professional witch, professional intuitive, president of DrawingTheCircle Productions, son of a Cancerian mother, the archangel of Lyons, Angelo Lyons, which you can call me now. I love doing that still. I know people might get tired of it, but, you know, I change it up every now and again. Always adding something to the resume, right, Cancerians? Let's get down to biz, shall we? Number one, I am doing tarot parties on my Facebook page, my DrawingTheCircle Productions Facebook page. You don't even need to be on Facebook to actually come to one. I don't know how they do that, but they do that somehow. There's a link in the description box. I went Zoom Pro. I upgraded the Zoom. We do 10 participants, whatever you want to call it, on Monday nights, 7:30 p.m. Eastern. It's a lot of fun. There are parties. We've done 2 so far. We're starting to theme them. We had pajama party last time, or pajama party, depending on where you're from. So that's just been lovely, and it's a paid event, and I'm learning how, I've learned how to actually record it, so I can actually send you the link with the password, so you can watch your reading again. I don't know, I just think it's a really cool idea, and I can also do them privately now. Now I can do private tarot parties, all from the safety of our own homes. Isn't that lovely? Also, my book, Words of Grace, is coming out in Kindle. We're shooting for the Virgo full moon. What this reading is for, we'll get there in a minute. So yeah, a lot of good stuff going on. That's the business at hand. So now let's get to this business at hand. We are looking at an 8-card draw, right? 8 cards, 1 card from 8 different card systems, 3 oracles, 3 healing systems, 2 tarot decks to get you the clues, tips, and hints you need for a specific period of time, sort of like pick a card a day, but actually 8 cards, and not just for a day, but for a specific 2-week period. We are looking at the waning moon, starting in the full moon in Virgo, Saturday, the 27th of February, 3:17 a.m., waning all the way 2 weeks later to Saturday, March 13th, 5:21 a.m., when the moon is new in Pisces. I am a Virgo Sun Pisces moon. This is a Virgo Sun, Pisces new moon. Yeah. The exact opposite, because I'm Virgo. Yeah, whatever. I was born on a full moon. So this is my opposite astrology, essentially. So that being said, please keep in mind it's a general read. Take what resonates, leave what doesn't. All standard YouTube rules apply for readings on YouTube. You want a personal read? Really easy to do. Just find me on social media. We'll set it up. I got Zoom, Facebook. Video Messenger has been the best in terms of quality that I've come across so far. So if you're on Facebook, add me, whatever. So yeah, all the decks that I read are always in the bottom of the description box, along some other cool links if you want to check it out. I think that's about it. I think that's everything I wanted to say. That's all the info, except put both feet on the floor if you can, and focus on your breath if you will, as will I, so that I can get you the clues, tips, and hints from the pantheons of the divine that I work with every single day of my life, on or off camera, and so that you can be in the present moment and really feel what resonates in your energy field, intuitive Cancerian that you are. Cool. Please take a nice deep breath. And here we go, my collective pantheons of angels, archangels, goddesses, gods, ascended masters, and the higher selves of all involved, 5th dimension and above, 8th chakra and above. Please, I need 1 card, a Caroline Myss archetype deck for the dominant archetype at work and at play. For this Cancerian collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign watching this video, receiving this reading, the dominant archetype, perhaps in themselves, perhaps in someone else, perhaps in an overall situation, or any combination of that all together as one holographically. What is the dominant archetype that they need to alchemize from lead to gold, shadow to light, toxic to healthy, this full moon in Virgo? One card, waxing, waning to new in Pisces. Ooh, the Midas miser archetype, creative family archetype, the Midas miser archetype. A personal favorite of mine, though one I don't necessarily have. Well, you can have an archetype, a reason, a season, or a lifetime. Literally, an archetype can come and visit you once in your life for 24 hours and go. Never to be seen again directly. Pop up in people around you, sure. But you can have it for a season, a longer period of time, or perhaps a lifetime. Now, the shadow side of this is supposed to be triggering. It's how these cards are written. Carolyn Mays, Sacred Contracts, life-changing book for me. I highly recommend it. It's all about life purpose, right? For what purpose did you incarnate is not a question. It's an invocation. Carolyn Mays. She's pretty amazing. The shadow attribute, what you don't want to look at, what if you do know about, you don't want anybody to know, that the opportunity here over the waning moon is to burn off those 3 extra atoms in lead to get to gold. It's symbolic, but I think it works. The shadow attribute, hoarding money and emotions. Now, hoarding emotions for Cancerians, come on, be clear. You guys aren't always the most direct. Crabs walk sideways. They don't walk straight ahead. They walk sideways. Sometimes y'all could be a little moody that way. Be clear. I mean, that's a bad day is a bad day, but this would be probably deliberately hoarding money and emotions, obsessive fear of losing your wealth, which if you are an empath, which I've yet to meet a Cancerian that wasn't, you are probably picking that up from everyone else around you as well, because fear of losing wealth isn't just financial, right? If you think of it that way, right? The worth, what's worthy in life, and what we've been through. So even if this is you, right? That's understandable. It's understandable. But this might also be a situation, right? like not just you. It might be something that's just in the air. Kind of for everybody, at least that last part, obsessive fear. See, everybody might be afraid of losing their inherent wealth, but obsessive. That's, I think, that hoarding, that holding on. The miser. But Midas, from the Greek myth, everything he touched turned to gold. Must have made personal hygiene tricky. Light attribute, entrepreneurial or entrepreneurial or creative ability. To turn anything to gold, delight in sharing life's riches. So you feel that, that's the generosity of a Cancerian. But that entrepreneurial, why is that hard today? I am an entrepreneur. Entrepreneurial or creative ability, right? To turn anything to gold. I mean, my mom's a Cancerian, a nursery school teacher. You give her, she would give us flour, like white flour, food coloring, water, and salt, and we would make our own Play-Doh. It's like very, very creative in that way. Very, and a brilliant problem solver. My mom, the Cancerian, I call her Hera, because she is. Definitely that ability, but also, I'm extra intuitive because of my mom, because I always had to go, what's going on there? What is it, Let's keep going. Let's keep clarifying that. You got the vibe, right? This might involve some vulnerability, Cancerians. Oh no. I mean, come on, you have claws and shell, right? There is some astrological anecdotes, I guess you could say, perhaps some background, saying that the original sign for Cancer wasn't the crab, it was the turtle, which to me makes more sense, but whatever. Please take a nice deep breath. 4th house and all that. My angels and archangels of water and the sign of Cancer, please, who's the healing angel? Healing with the Angels Oracle that the Cancerian collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, sign watching this video, receiving this reading, needs, what do I need read? Needs to work with to help them heal that Midas miser archetype, whether it's in themselves. I mean, even if it's not in themselves, it's somebody else, they're still going to need to be aware of that, right? And to heal that. And even in the situation, even if they're picking up globally, who's the angel they most need to call in, work with, channel, whoever, whatever, this full moon in Virgo waning to new in Pisces? emerging. This could be emerging from your shell. This could be emerging, if this is you, from a place of kind of withholding, hoarding, to a place of generosity. Now that is definitely, and again, there's a difference between I'm taking a break and taking care of myself, and that wouldn't be hoarding, that would be healing, right? Like, because there's nothing wrong if you're giving all the time. I do, and I do for you people, right? You might end up as a survival thing, needing to just like conserve your energy, right? The hardest thing for a Cancerian to do, at least the ones I've come across with, no tea, no shade, no pink lemonade, I don't know every Cancer on planet Earth, but they'd rather do it themselves, right? It's like they won't ask for help. And therefore, sometimes they can really withhold what it is that they're really feeling. So with this healing angel of emerging, the healing angel of emerging would be about helping you emerge through healing. Does that make sense? Right? That whatever needs to emerge, something inside of you, most likely, or maybe in this situation, something that might be hidden or withholding if you are dealing with a Midas miser, right? It's bringing that generosity out in some way, shape, or form. So again, a general read. If you are not that Midas miser, you are dealing with somebody or a situation where perhaps something has been, I mean, if you're waiting for certain checks to come in the mail, I can understand that thing of feeling your wealth being withheld, right? You know, and you want that to emerge and play itself out a lot of different ways. Let's go a little deeper. Sticking with the angels, we're going to use the crystal oracle that I've dedicated to Archangel Ariel. I just explained this because people are like, why Archangel Ariel? What's wrong with all the other archangels? Oh, amethyst was flipped. She is one of the archangels of Earth and the powers of North, hence the crystal oracle, and she's also the archangel of Lyons. And I'm Archangelo Lyons. Breathe. Trust me on that. My beloved Archangel Ariel, I love you so much. She's so earthy. She gets my sense of humor, or I have hers. One card in clarity, crystal oracle message, either what's written in the book, the stone itself, their own experience of the stone, whether they can get a hold of it or not. What's the message here for them that they need? This Cancerian collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, Sun, watching this video, receiving this read for this full moon in Virgo, waning to new in Pisces, February, March 2021. Kyanite. Well, I like kyanite. I think I even have some around the house somewhere. I've worked in the industry, in the metaphysical, spiritual, new age community. At least I got some rocks for my trouble. Kyanite, usually kind of blue. I mean, this is an interesting picture of it, and with my lighting, you're not going to really see that, but it can run a little on the expensive side, if I remember correctly. Like iolite, which is similar but not the same. Hold on, HIJKLMNOP. Keywords for kyanite: intuition, ideas, and dreams. That could be part of this emerging too. Intuition, ideas, and dreams. Pay attention to your intuition and your dreams over the coming days, for you are being guided towards deeper spiritual understanding and insight. That is something that could be emerging from you as a result of dealing with a Midas miser archetype in any way, shape, or form. Throughout this process, much of which occurs on a subconscious level or in your dream state, a rather ingenious idea will surface that will radically change your views on life, particularly your career. Well, that's interesting now, considering we've got that Midas miser, and if money is a concern, obsessive fear of losing wealth, that this is something that could positively affect a rather ingenious idea that will radically change, not just, I mean, that's what it says here. It doesn't say it'll shift it. Radically change your views on life, particularly your career. It's interesting. Kyanite will help you ground this idea as you discover ways of practically applying your idea in your everyday life and work. This is entrepreneurship. You get an idea, maybe out of the box, you're going to have the creative ability and skill to make it work. Make it work, designers. However, do not try to force the process. Yeah, Cancerians don't necessarily do that. They'll feel it out, right? Intuition. The idea will surface when you least expect it. Simply relax and allow yourself to be open to new possibilities and insights. Know that they already exist you in an abstract spiritual form, like the mother of the zodiac. It's in there. It's gestating. It's in there, just like prego. Hey, prego. You're prego. You've got something gestating inside of you that is emerging. Is this a pregnancy read? Well, I do feel like it could be for Cancerians, but regardless of your state of fertility or otherwise, this is definitely about creative energy. If this is you, or even like I said, if you are dealing with, right? Get yourself some kyanite. I know kyanite jewelry is a thing. I've seen it in, like, you know, Zales and whatever, you know, in the stores. Remember shopping? Yeah. Not that I would buy it. It's really not my stone, but it feels very, very third eye, and yet it's talking about something very intuitive, that you're going to see things so differently. Such a spiritual evolution for you. Something emerging from you with that healing angel. It's going to radically change your career. Your life, in particular your career, I think is what it said, if I remember. Let's get some tarot narrative here. Daughters of the Moon, what's going on inside of you that you need to be aware of? That is all a part of this. The heart, throat, third eye, crown chakras, right? So definitely with that kyanite, it feels like that's what it is addressing, right? Not so much what's going on in the physical world around you, but in the meta, the beyond the physical world, which we could say certainly is the world behind your eyes, your psychological realm. Please take a nice deep breath. My goddesses of water and the sign of Cancer, please, one card in clarity for this Cancerian collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign, watching this video, receiving this reading, please. They are dealing with the Midas miser archetype in some way, shape, or form, and they need to. They have the angel of emerging that they need to call to, work with in some way, shape, or form, be aware of. They've got kyanite, that intuition, and that radical change, that insight that just changes everything. So please, what do they need to be aware of inside of themselves? Heart, throat, third eye, crown. This full moon in Virgo. Waning to new in Pisces. It's a very interesting energy. And you got the Seven of Cups. Now in this deck called Jealousy, and maybe there is Midas miser with withholding of stuff, right? And also people tend to be jealous when they're feeling lack, right? It just sort of goes with it. But I wouldn't go so far as to say this is the deadly sin of envy that you need to be aware of. Seven of Cups is certainly a card of fantasy. It certainly is a card of options. And it is certainly a card of intuition in terms of feeling out different aspects, perhaps of a choice, a decision. And if this emerging has anything to do with it, this might be something coming from your subconscious as well, as indicated, right? That the idea, the point of view, the truth, whatever that is inside you, and this is already in there, right? It's gestating like a baby. That's why I think this pregnancy metaphor sort of works here, but it's like, it's amorphous. Amorphous. God damn, man. My vocabulary. I was raised by a teacher, my mom. I mean, Montessori school, but she made sure. Well, the thing is, I would always ask her, Mom, what does that mean? She'd say, go look it up. Bet she regrets that now because I kept looking shit up. Like tarot, as a matter of fact, at age 12. So, you know, that thing of those things that you believe, well, this might make me happy, that might make me happy. I just have a feeling that more and more are going to be emerging, right? And to really pay attention to your subconscious mind through your dreams and your intuition, right? That was definitely that other card. The other word in the kyanite was your dreams. Pay attention to your dream life. I don't really dream. Like if I dream of somebody, I call them as soon as I have coffee and say, look, I had a dream about you. I don't remember what it was, but what the fuck? And there's always something going on. Professional witch. Okay. What's going on the outside directly related to all of this? This can be either the situation, right? A person, a place, a thing, or it could be you from the outside looking in. And sometimes it's holographic. It's all of that in a general read. You're going to have to sort that out. But this would probably be easier because it's the chakra correspondence of root, sacrum, solar plexus, physical world stuff. Please take a nice deep breath. Yes, my gods of water and the sign of Cancer, please. One card in clarity for the Cancerian collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus. I'm watching this video, receiving this reading, please. Considering they have the Midas Miser archetype. Somewhere, some way, somehow, with someone, perhaps. And the angel of emerging that they need to help heal that. And kyanite. And this Seven of Cups. Maybe there is a touch of jealousy in there as written on the card, but it does feel like there's a lot of this going on. Feeling it out. Not necessarily having answers, but feeling it out. So what does this look like on the outside? Root, sacrum, solar plexus for this Cancerian collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign. This full moon in Virgo, waning to new in Pisces. Ace of Wands. There's something new coming in. Or you're initiating something. Ace of Wands is a new spark. At the beginning of a quest on the card itself. This is Zeus calling forth the golden fleece as a prize as the result of a quest, right? Jason and the Argonauts. It's how the Suit of Wands is done in this deck, and it's a really intense story. They all overlap my mythologies, it seems. So there is a beginning of a quest here. There's a beginning of something new. Something is emerging. Obviously, we see that here. So I'm wondering, well, and as a general read, this is either coming towards you, coming from you, or both. I know it covers everything. What can I tell you? But that Ace of Wands, it is an opportunity. This does feel like an entrepreneurial thing, like to enter, right? To move forward in something, to take a step, or at least get that hit of intuition. And it is something in the physical world, or at least coming from the physical world, like my Melchior, hey buddy. They have their winter coats on. They're huge. They're huge to begin with, little furry bowling balls. Here, want to come up? You want to come up? Show everybody how you want to do a trick? It's like, screw you, Mom. He's my Taurus. He don't care. Yeah, so something new coming in here. Well, snuggle in. Good boy. He's on a plate. I swear there's actually a cat there. I understand there are black cushions, but they're black cats. You have to have black cushions if you have black cats. Okay, let's keep clarifying this. I mean, this is interesting. Again, it's going to depend, like, on who the Midas Miser here is. Sometimes even in a relationship, one can be the light and the other the shadow of an archetype, right? So one could be the Miser, one could be the Midas. The next two decks, Healing Systems, both the voices of the Ascended Masters here. I'm going to say General Assembly at this point because we don't know that this is a soul contract necessarily. Please take a nice deep breath. From the Chuck Spezzano Love Pack, The Suit of the Problem, please. My Ascended Masters, there you are. My Ascended Masters General Assembly, please. What is the problem that this Cancerian collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign watching this video, receiving this reading most needs to be aware of that's going on here? Considering they got the Midas Miser going on, the Angel of Emerging, Kyanite, Seven of Cups, and Ace of Wands. What's the problem that they need to be aware of connected to all of this, known or unknown? This full moon in Virgo, waning to new in Pisces. Manipulation. Puppet strings. Puppet strings. Puppet strings. I have never known a Cancerian, well, women, I know mostly Cancerian women, but I've never known one that likes being manipulated, but I've known a bunch that have been manipulative, pulling strings behind the scenes. Now, for weal or woe, that means for good stuff or bad stuff, right? For health or harm, this is a problem, all right? There is a problem going on. Now, I will say dealing with misers, that's one of the ways they control people, is by holding on to things, particularly emotions. It's really unfair. So if I don't know how you feel, how can I make decisions? Well, based on my own, thank you very much. Don't get mad at me afterwards, right? If I didn't know that's what you were feeling, because you're just supposed to know. Oh, wow, okay. Right, I've had that conversation with Cancerians, men and women. where the truth of the matter here feels like that something is emerging here, that there is a control dynamic going on here. No, nobody manipulates because they're feeling good, right? No one's covert because they're having a great day. This is out of fear. A little different than control. There actually is another card in this deck problem suit called control. This is manipulation. There might be more than one person involved here, is what I'm saying. Probably having to do with money, one would think. Because this isn't the because manipulation is a neutral word. People don't get that. It's like you have a headache, you take an aspirin. You manipulated yourself, right? You're tired, you take a nap. You manipulated yourself. Someone's in pain, you pray for them. You manipulate yourself. Set an intention. So manipulation, it depends. Oh, do I have a lighter handy? No, I don't. I never. This is from when I used to teach witchcraft. I would just take a light. Oh, here's one. It manifests, right? Good or evil. Good or evil. It depends on the intention, right? So it's neutral. It's neutral here, but here it's definitely posing itself as a problem. Let's keep going. The Healing Mantra deck by Matt Kahn. What's the perfect healing mantra to help you with this? Now, really, the idea is that if you know what the archetype is, and you take the mantra, and you call in the angel, working with the stone, being aware of what's inside and outside of you, you get what you need to heal the problem. Please take a nice deep breath. Yeah, my ascended masters, look, manipulation, that can mean so many different things. It might not be even the manipulation of a person, right? It might not be someone manipulating them or them manipulating a person. It can be them pulling their own strings, as we do when we're not at our best, particularly when the world is going through such intense transformation and we happen to be empaths on top of it. So please, what is the perfect healing mantra for this beloved Cancerian, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus? I'm watching this video, receiving this reading for this full moon in Virgo, waning to new in Pisces, balancing the brain. I can be and do all at once. This is totally about yin-yang, masculine, feminine, dynamic, left brain, right brain. Brilliant. And this absolutely speaks to the subconscious as well, as indicated in that kyanite, balancing the brain. Now, with manipulation, this is the kind of manipulation that will undo the manipulation of conditioning and the conditioning of manipulation. Oh, work. Yes, which work. I love my work. I do. Balancing the brain. I can be and do all at once. When the brain is balanced, you are no longer bouncing back and forth between being and doing. In other words, feminine, masculine, right? It's how we're raised, though, to bounce back and forth. You allow each action, the doing, to be expressed from a space of mindfulness, peace, and ease. That's called grace. Words of grace coming out in Kindle. In a balanced brain, each inner battle has been won, which makes it easier to navigate around those whose minds are still entrenched in conflict. See, this is if you're dealing with a miser as well, that are being manipulative, particularly with the purse strings. From this space, you are able to do all that needs to be done while operating from your soul's natural state of being. And the soul's natural state of being is respectful, acknowledging, and welcoming, right? You're like, okay, that's where you are. Here's where I am. And there's this new opportunity coming in for me, by the way, right? That Ace of Wands there. This mantra is ideal for reducing stress at work. This could totally be a work thing. This could totally be a work thing. Being a more mindful parent. You know what? I don't talk parenting. I ain't got kids. But if you want to know how to raise genius witch cats, I'm your witch. And increasing levels of accountability. Now, it's interesting. Accountability with a miser. Accounting, there's an interesting, I wouldn't call it a play on words, but I would call it a verbal, intuitive click there. Balancing the brain, I can be and do all at once. I would think that would help with multitasking too. Never known a Cancerian that didn't multitask. All them, yeah, breathe. Whispers of Love Oracle, the voices of the higher selves of all involved, meaning not just you, anybody involved in this. This is going to be the piece of information you need, so please take a nice deep breath. Higher selves of all involved, for the Cancerian collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, Sun, watching this video, receiving this reading. What is the Whisper of Love Oracle card? The piece of information, inspiration, or insight that they need involving this Midas miser archetype situation that they need to address and wane and alchemize with the angel of emerging that they need, with the kyanite that they need, with that awareness of that Seven of Cups inside of them, awareness of that Ace of Wands. They need to see that coming in, and they need to be aware that the problem is manipulation, and they need to balance the brain, getting that they can be and do all at once. So what's your message for them this full moon in Virgo, waning to new in Pisces? Brilliant. Slow down. Slow down. Oh. When you are excited, you get ahead of yourself. Take some time to allow things to unfold. I can be and do all at once. I like this. Let me put it together for you, right? And I will do it as the blessing. Breathe. My pantheons of the divine, may the Cancerian collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs be blessed with all that they need. This full moon in Virgo, waning to new in Pisces, that they may be aware of the opportunity that's coming towards them, that they need to be aware of, working with the healing angel of emerging, that they can become more aware of the guidance of their dreams, of their intuition, and of an insight that will change the way they see their lives radically in terms of the alchemization of the miser within themselves, within another, within a situation, from miser into Midas, turning it to gold. Dealing with the problem of manipulation that has been going on by slowing down. Getting that when they get ahead of themselves, it's not the best idea to watch and allow things to unfold while they practice balancing their brain. Getting that they can be and do all at once, while their own internal options, their own intuition, their own probabilities, feeling their way out, tacking to and fro, that they find their way through under grace and in perfect ways for their well-being and for the well-being of all. This full moon in Virgo, waning to new in Pisces, February into March 2021. So mote it be. And so it is. Go turn some shit to gold. Hey, my honor, my pleasure. Thank you so much for watching. If you liked it, hit the thumbs up. You want more, subscribe. Feel free to comment if you like. And if you want to come tarot party with me, the links are below. Check it out. I can't wait. They're fun. And look, if they ever get overloaded and they become a thing, I'll just add more nights. That's all. I just won't be on YouTube as much because I'm 52 years old. I burn out quickly, but that's okay. I can slow down too. And I think I'm taking a salt bath tonight. Yeah, I think it's time. Anyway, wishing you all the very best and the very blessed of this full moon to new moon. Next, my Cancerian crab cakes. I love you. Hell. Farewell. And blessed, blessed be.